welcome to Seeking to Remain. My name is Kate, and I'm so thankful that you were able to come and spend a few minutes with me today as we reflect on the second Sunday of Lent. If you're coming back from previous videos, thank you so much for coming back. I hope that they've been bearing some fruit in your lives as we continue. And if you're brand new, welcome. Thank you so much for clicking on this little video and little channel. I hope that you find something that will carry you forward into your week, feeling a little bit more rested and a little more prayerful. We'll jump right in with our scripture for this coming Sunday. We'll be looking at the Transfiguration, and I want to look especially at Peter's response. So from the Gospel of Matthew, "And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, conversing with him. Then Peter said to Jesus in reply, 'Lord, it is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents here, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah.' While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud cast a shadow over them. And from the cloud came a voice that said, 'This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him.'" I just love Peter. I hope you love Peter too, and how human he is. Here's this incredible scene in front of him. Jesus is transfigured. He's clothed in white. He's dazzling. It's his divinity that Peter and James and John are able to see. And then Moses comes and Elijah. Jesus is the fulfillment of the law, of the prophets, of everything that Peter and his people have been waiting for. And then Peter has to move. He can't just sit. He can't just be in this incredible space. He has to be busy. "Lord, let me build some tents. Let me run back to town. I'll get some bread. We'll set up camp. We'll stay here forever. Let me move. Let me work. Let me do something." Peter, this wasn't the time to move. This was the time to be still. Poor Peter. God has to interrupt him to make him stop, to inform him of what he is seeing, and to remind him that his job isn't to move, it's to listen. It's to stop. It's to watch. It's to be still. A shameless plug for The Chosen. If you aren't watching it, it's a fantastic show and really offers some good insights into the daily ordinary of what it might have been like to be with Jesus, the incredible highs and some of the significant challenges. Not to give anything away, but in season 3, which just finished coming out, has when Peter walks on the water. And if you'll recall that story, Peter starts to flounder when he takes his eyes off of Christ. How often in our life are we busy? All the time? How often are we still? Very rarely. How often do we take the time to sit with Jesus and just sit? Even if you go to adoration regularly, do you oftentimes bring with you a list of things to do? Even if they're beautiful, prayerful things, reading wonderful spiritual books, saying a rosary for the people in your life. But are you ever still? Moses, in the book of Exodus, when the Israelites were facing down the Egyptians at the Red Sea, Moses said this to them: "Fear not, stand firm, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will work for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You have only to be still." To be still. It's maybe one of the hardest things to do as a human. To not move, but to wait. To not act, but to trust. And so this week, as you go forward, I would really challenge you to think about stillness and where its place is in your life. I'd encourage you to go spend some time in adoration and to not bring anything, but to be still with the Lord. And if adoration isn't something you have available to you or not something that you're able to fit into your schedule, 5 minutes before Mass, 10 minutes after Mass, stay and be still. And if those extra minutes are still not something that you're able to do, maybe you have little children, you have things that you need to do, but you'd like to prioritize some stillness, find a picture in your house or a crucifix. If you don't have any of those, go online and find a picture of Christ that speaks to you. Sit with Jesus and just be still. I'd love to hear how you plan on being still. If you'd like to share that in the comments. I'd love to know how last week's challenge is going. What fruits are you seeing in your life? Thank you so much for coming and spending these minutes with me. I hope that this was meaningful for you, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.